Good morning guys. So what better way to kick off my YouTube channel than with the arrival of my new horse. I've been up for hours, I've been outside, I've fed everybody, I've got everything ready, and he's due to arrive within the next hour. So I'm going to take you guys with me. So this was filmed about 8 weeks ago when I first got Finn, and I've only just got around to uploading it, so I do apologise. The company we used was called EquiTrans, and they transported him from Ireland. They did an overnight stay on the ferry and then obviously to my house the next day. These guys were incredible. Their communication, cost, photos they sent me, absolutely everything. Cannot fault them. And here he is after nearly 2, possibly 3 days of travelling. Bless him, getting off the lorry. He was super calm though, so relaxed. Even the guy said he's really sweet and like chilled out. You can't really tell, but it was absolutely freezing this day. Me and my sister had waited around for like an hour or so in the morning to get him, and we were absolutely freezing. These guys even put an extra rug on him overnight, so when they sent me a photo, they'd put another rug over the top of that one, which was really nice of them. But I was so glad he was finally here, and honestly, he was such a good boy when he first came. I could not fault him at all. Actually never seen traffic before. It's just not something that they did over in Ireland with him, so this bit was the most nerve-wracking for me, having to walk him from the pup car park just round to my house, but honestly, faultless. He had a little look at a few things, but really happy with how he went. It was only a short walk, and then we were soon heading up the lane. I was just so happy to have him home, and you know what, it's been a bit of a challenge over the last few weeks getting him where I want him to be, but he's come on so well, and when I look back at these videos, it just makes me so pleased with how he's coming on and the fact he's settled in so well. I bought Finn unseen from Ireland. I saw a few videos of him being ridden. Stupidly, never got one of him being mounted or anything, which I should have done looking back at it now, because that is our little issue. But, you know, it is what it is. It's what happens, unfortunately, when you buy unseen sometimes. But I'm hoping to obviously have the issues solved soon. We are working on it every day, and I'm potentially thinking of sending him for some schooling. So I don't think I'll buy unseen again. When he turned up, he was ridiculously skinny, and I know it's a thing that some places do, and they don't feed them so that they're not like crazy when you get on them, because obviously they don't feel good, so they don't overreact. But I was a bit shocked, really. You can't see it on the video, but he was so skinny, all ribs. He's filled out really nicely over the last 8 weeks, but I just don't think he's appropriate to send a horse anywhere in that state, especially how tough travelling can be on them. So yeah, not impressed with that, but we move. Changed his rugs, he came on the yard, and like I say, you can just tell he's been such a good boy. He was so unfazed and just having a little nosy, but he was genuinely really quiet. The getting off the lorry and the turnout makes me the most nervous. So at this point I was thinking, oh God, like what's going to happen? But you know, again, faultless. So quiet when he went in the field, so quiet to walk out to the field, and we took some photos, and he's so friendly. Like, as you can see there with my sister's hand, all he wants to do is just like look for treats, and he was a bit like licky and a bit silly. But he went out here, he looked at the other horses, but he honestly didn't really make a sound. Even when he went out into the field, he didn't run around. Like, I've had horses come here and go absolutely crazy, but I'm just so glad that he wasn't like that. It could have been to do with the travelling, like maybe he didn't feel great after, you know, 2-3 days of travelling, but yeah, he's such a good boy. I bought a thicker turnout, and I was a bit worried thinking, oh, you know, what if he comes and doesn't need it? But I'm so glad I did, because literally the day after I got him, it actually snowed for days on end. That didn't help. Obviously a bit of a setback there, because we couldn't do what we wanted to do, and it was just everywhere covered in snow. Obviously the school was frozen, and so the first like few days he was here, it was a nightmare. I couldn't really do anything with him. But here he is with the lovely Dinky. She actually babysat him for a few days. On his first night, he did go through that fence in there. I think he was just a bit worried, but you know, now he can be on his own. He's absolutely unfazed, and he doesn't need to be in with somebody else, which I'm so glad about, because at first I thought this could be a nightmare. But yeah, here he is, just chilling. He was such a good boy.